What I want to discuss with you today is a phenomenon I call the Weldon Dilemma model. It's related to what's going on with technology utilization in schools today. As an educator for 20 years now, I've noticed basically an ineffectiveness of technology integration in the schools. So I want to start off with some of the challenges I've seen and experienced myself and just see what most of you think as well. But what I've come up with is a dilemma model on why technology has failed our schools, and it's basically dealing with the culture inside of each of the schools, the school systems that we are in today. It's not a difficult thing if you think about it this way. There's three things you got to do as a school so that you can use technology to improve student learning, which is what we want to do. First, you have to buy your technology stuff. And then second, you have to provide professional development that emphasizes the best practices in using what you bought. And then finally, the third one is you need to maintain your technology resources and maximize their return on investment, if you will, for years to come. So those are the three things that you have to do. But unfortunately, we don't live in a real, in a vacuum, and we have challenges that come up in all these schools. Uh, One of the first things I see is proration. The state of Alabama will prorate the educational budgets when there's the shortfall or there's economic woes, if you will. And that proration directly impacts the technology purchases, professional development, and in the long run, your IT support as well. So whenever we get prorated, technology is one of the first things that are put on the expendable list. The second thing is a vision. One thing I've noticed is principals today, and this is not all principals, but um, it used to be that a principal stayed a really long time in the position they're in. And there's a lot of transition now. I think you see that principals, because they do such a really good job, they're transferred in different schools. They are rewarded for that. You don't see as many middle management administrators, which is what I call your principals, left alone to really develop the relationships they have with their faculties. So when we have all this transition, sometimes a teacher can have four or five principals in the first 10 to 15 years, and continuity is disrupted. So if one of them emphasizes possibly iPad utilization in the classroom, your next principal may not be an Apple-based person. So that kind of can have an impact, but not just technology, but just in philosophies. So I think we're seeing that to a lot of extent that our principal transitioning and the turnovers we have in there is also affecting the quality of instruction I think we see in our buildings. But that's just one of the things that I've experienced. The next challenge is isolationism. I call it islandism. It's where we are not collaborating as school systems with our peer schools and with our peer teachers. And technology should be knocking these walls down. But I see some schools that are doing really well with their purchases, and they should share that. And if they've had challenges, other schools that are about to make that purchase, it would be so beneficial if we would be more collaborative in terms of our working um, in what we're trying to do. And I still see there's some islandism where people are solving the same problems by themselves. And another one is change. A lot of people do not like change. We are a creature of habit, if you will, at times. But sometimes we change for the sake of change, which is really frustrating for the educators because what we're trying to do here is find something that's beneficial for the students and makes the teacher more effective as well. So when we look at our purchases and what we're trying to do in terms of technology, we really need to emphasize what's it going to do for us. So this is my first blog video, so if you want to discuss or comment on it and some of the things that you've noticed and your experiences, by all means, please go ahead and post your ideas. Thank you.